When I was a kid, we respected journalists. We knew that they had opinions of their own, but we believed that they were at least trying to deliver the news as neutrally as possible. Nowadays, you can't believe anything you see on the news.
You are fake news.
It's all meant to manipulate the viewer commercially or politically. I don't even trust the weathermen. They can't even predict the weather, which is kind of their job. I certainly don't trust movie critics. I'm not even sure if they're around anymore. You're probably saying, Bob, why are you talking about movie critics from the 80s? Isn't your show about Chicago? My response would be, fuck you. I can talk about whatever I want. It's my show. Then I'd add, you're wrong, you jerk, because the two biggest pioneers in the movie critic industry were from Chicago. Gene Siskel was the movie critic for the Chicago Tribune, and Roger Ebert was the movie critic for the Chicago Sun-Times, the two biggest newspapers in Chicago that still exist today. For now, the two critics were obviously fierce rivals in Chicago, and TV viewers love conflict. Siskel and Ebert were first paired up in 1975 for a monthly show on WTTW, Chicago's PBS affiliate. The show was called Opening Soon at a Theater Near You. The show started getting a following, which is rare for PBS, whose shows in the 1970s and 80s were pretty boring. Viewers enjoyed the pair's wittiness and how their intense professional rivalry created a whole lot of bickering.
I love watching a bald guy argue with a fat tub of lard.
And their thumbs up, thumbs down system of rating movies became part of American culture. In 1978, the show's name was changed to a much shorter and catchy name, Sneak Previews, and it began airing every week on PBS affiliates across the United States. In 1982, Siskel and Ebert must have had an epiphany and realized they could be making way more money in the private sector. So they were like, F you, PBS, we're switching to the world of capitalism, and they created a syndicated show called At the Movies. But in 1999, Gene Siskel died tragically young from a brain tumor. In 1996, Siskel and Ebert gave 2 thumbs up, way up, to an underrated Farrelly Brothers movie called Kingpin. The Farrelly Brothers, who made other wacky comedies like Dumb and Dumber, Osmosis Jones, and There's Something About Mary, were so grateful for this review, they dedicated their film, Me, Myself, and Irene, to the late Gene Siskel in the year 2000, a movie which Roger Ebert gave a bad review for, still bickering with his old partner beyond the grave. Seriously though, Me, Myself, and Irene sucked. And so does Cancer, because it took the life of Roger Ebert in 2013. Nowadays, nobody reads newspapers or watches television, so we turn to YouTube. I recommend The Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic, and maybe there's a void in the market for a movie critic that reviews movies set in Chicago?